We'll be on our way soon. Thank you again for lending a hand. Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not...
Thanks.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly. Yes. Simple. Attracted by the locusts. The phasmid. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect... Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herb...
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another. A meat-eating stick insect. Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife.
Yes. What?
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building loom over the reeds. They whisper amongst themselves, confidentially. Snowflakes cling. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go. No, you weren't.
Nothing has changed. This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. The reeds by the abandoned campsite. It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very... The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoology.
Another empty trap. Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the crew. The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to... The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done. No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
It takes you a moment, but finally, you spot the last of Morel's. The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. You see slabs of concrete north in the east. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again, always the cold. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locust, no phasmid either, but still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you...
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Okay. But after that, we get back to our own assignments. There really is no explanation.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old...
Ramblings. Nonsense. Your description.
Darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
Measuring things is important. How did
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our...
Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in
Betoncourt got bombed in the war. It used to be quite near, circa...
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Now, I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see. I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys, that sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote, so...
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
Our first, yes.
The glance is tender, yes, but tempered by something else. A thought she can't express.
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported, along with...
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than...
What if it is the case?
How could she? Who imagines this? She didn't know about the phasmid. This is the main thing here.
So she couldn't have made it up. Or
That's true, yes. I'm almost certain neither my mother nor my grandmother knew of it. It was only when I started telling my story. You trying to tell us you saw the Insulindian phasmid out there in those reeds? Get out of here. They just give me a cider and ruffle my hair and tell me to stop dreaming. But
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
you're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I...
You know, to hell with it.
Of course, officers. Is there a particular cryptid you two are interested in? No. It's the cryptid. Oh, yes. The eight-eyed teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.
Mutation? Huh. All of evolution.
Until it was sighted by renowned Gotvaldian explorer and naturalist.
this renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalogue comes up completely empty. But, of course, you are not.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plottenkoff, alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward where man hasn't... He was lost, without any navigation equipment and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high. Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But yes, or rather, hunting. A bird that big has a lot of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, the professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleep.
Watch out.
Then, the teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull. The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back, but every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uva spent 3... The 8-eyed teratorn was indifferent to him, as long as he didn't get closer than 2 steps. It even let him feed on some carcasses up there, and the 2 unfertilized eggs it left behind. Yes, Wei, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since. But Wamrau is vast, mysterious.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise.
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live.
He's sincere. He likes the audacity of it.
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Ilmara. And then there's the...
Not really. It's just stylization. The way they drew eyes. It's not a zoological drawing.
Very, very...
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
The lieutenant pauses.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
Well, the biggest cryptid is, of course, the giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange... The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the...
Hooey. No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of science. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget.
Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Of course, dear.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers. I told you everything. I just took the
'Tis true, sire. This man simply did not know what he was getting caught up in.
Hey, was there some...
Well, well. Bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Yes? What is it?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be...
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
You're an asshole. You know what? Maybe we're both assholes.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Good. Okay. And? Completely empty?
No locusts?
That's not ideal.
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should...
Of course, more clever.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps.
Another trip to the reeds.
Of course. Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis. Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now. And brought some great news too. My gratitude and the gratitude of the Société Crypto...
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity? Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most like you should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
A little hooligan. But what would a child want with...
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
Delinquents, my favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants are... Morel, it's been fun. Really. But I need a bath, and I have deliveries to...
No need to apologise, Gary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through. I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both. Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does. Indeed. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety.
Your nerve endings tell you there is no such thing as a positive surprise.
Agreed. Yet there is always a chance, albeit a small one, of a truly good... No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid. Although I...
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even of the list of cryptids kept by the Criptozoological Society of Chemney, which is 4,082 items long. About two are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data. Yes, the Chateauquin forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching. Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Duchanteau.
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspapers.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a coward. Yes? All right. What cryptids precisely?
We would have to discuss. He wants to say. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
By all means.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good!
You need to act decisively. It's Kuno. Use Kuno words.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to crawl up your ass.
Kuno knows which Kipt Kuno meant. Kuno knows all the Kipts. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything.
Except Kip's.
Try to crawl out of Kuno's ass now.
Yeah? The fuck did you want anyway? You got your fuck bag down? No, Kuno doesn't.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame.
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison. Deny everything, Kuno. You need to...
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be connected to Night City? AKA the City of Rage.
Oh god, Kuno, no! It's gonna happen now. They're gonna make you lame.
Stop it, see. No one's gonna make anyone lame. Kuno's got...
There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack, the one with the pig's head. He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too.
No! You told him about it and now he knows you...
The prospect of Kuno turning lame is physically...
The city's not fucking lame. You are lame. Kuno... And fuck you too, putting Kuno on the spot like that. Kuno just...
Explain himself, as if explaining some kind of work. Some kind of avant-garde work way ahead of its... You must get to the bottom of this one of these days. Sadly, it's unlikely to...
Kuno doesn't...
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earth like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well. Yes, I feel we are nearing a real breakthrough. If anything, the presence of the locust points to the opposite. The phasmid did not take the bait from the trap. But what do I know?
Use your powers of deduction. You knew the magic bug was nowhere near here. The phasmid is impairing your judgment.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just fine.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Yeah. Kuno took the bugs, so what? It's not Bugtown, it's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow.
Stop!
Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the Night City he mentioned when you asked him where he's been.
Yeah, Locust City, City of Rage.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost the girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
Maybe I am.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Kuno made Kuno. Kuno says whatever the fuck he wants. There are no rules here, pig. I fucking say I when I wanna, and Kuno when I wanna. Kuno's free. Kuno's...
This is what he sometimes does when things get tense.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in, like, 3 seconds!
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own... Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno! You'll have to take me away!
Without a word, she disappears. For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of... You got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. See what...
The girl's face appears again, above the fence. Just long enough to make... She doesn't know whether to be glad because Kuno's finally convinced of the lameness, or more worried because of his continued use of the first person singular. Kuno is Kuno, not I.
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to pig. You really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame. The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps? Yeah, whatever.
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good... So it was just a child.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right? It means we can try again.
She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone. Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not...
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect...
He has a 38-degree fever. His resilience has...
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
That's just something people tell themselves when they fail.
We are getting really carried away with this, aren't we? Fine, it's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast. But
He wants to see this tale through as much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already. But he...
Really? It's too much, officer.
What Morel means is...
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you, should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking co-discovery, of course.
Paintbrush? The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. You've spoken.
Very poetic.
The door is closed again. Nothing to do here. You hear someone inside, walking from room to room. Whoever... There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player. A pawn shop would have a tape player. Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind.
In this yard?
He's assessing the situation. How long?
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a block obscure, for cheap. It didn't work out. A black block, a part of the city left unrenovated after the war, or one that had...
On aerial photos, block obscures look like dark squares, hence their name.
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house. Yes, and you picked it up as part of the Jamrock shuffle.
It's not meant as nagging. Just...
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban...
The trap stands empty amongst the reeds. No insect sounds or movement around. Only the reeds' melancholy rustling.
Fantastic.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable.
Good. Now that's done. When do you think we will return to our impending apocalypse? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
Hello, dear. Thank you for doing that, dear. Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him. Yes. Field work is a young person's game, as they say.
Her voice is shaky. What is going on here?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Different? How?
Answering a question with a question, for example. Defensive isn't her usual style.
I'm in doubt, sweetie. It's, a strange feeling. I haven't... Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not. Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone. No, at least I don't think I did, but Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of that I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That, and for years his belief. But now, We're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
A true believer. Sometimes I still see it too. Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock. Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. And then a taxi home. You're welcome, sweetie. I'm glad it helped you, even though it turned out to be a
waste of time. A lie? Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, the cold.
We should go too.
The door is closed again. You hear someone inside. A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the... No reply. You can hear faint no reply. You can hear... The motor carriage looks very sad, sitting... Remember the tire tracks in Martinez?
It appears to be so.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the way...
The bed is comforting.
Yes, what is it?
The trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most of a scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual, meaning this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days. The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some...
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. Snowflakes fall on the wooden planks and the surrounding sand dunes, covering the land with the white of innocence. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution. A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, they stand, facing the wall. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, the commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of...
I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the civil. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast.
Or maybe...
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were, to be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the order.
A cold sea wind blows. A few locusts. You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has a slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains.
Looks like tomorrow never came.